are aware of what I'm going to be talking about
We're
today.
watching
Ballinger has came back to YouTube,
Adam
and
something, I can't remember his last name.
In the style that we were all expecting, which is diminishing everything as much as possible. And I know a lot of people were wanting me to respond and talk about it, and I haven't said anything on any of my social medias about it, so this is actually the first time that I'm responding to it. And I also kind of want to talk about why she's posted this video, this specific time, this specific date, before we get into it. Colleen Ballinger is a smart woman, and she knows what she's doing. I know a lot of people would argue different, but Colleen Ballinger, first and foremost, posted this video within the 6-month window of her Toxic Gossip Train video, which, if you do not know, as a YouTuber, you have 6 months before YouTube demonetizes your YouTube channel, basically for inactivity. So she has came back just within that window, really close to therapy to do with things that have happened to you when you were a child, which is what she had exposed me to.
Yeah, bless you.
And that I was finally making progress, and I finally felt at a place where I could move on with the story. Now, I genuinely believe, from the bottom of my heart, that Colleen Ballinger saw that, and saw that I was moving on, and saw that I said that I was done with this, and I was... But that's not what Colleen Ballinger wants, because Colleen Ballinger only cares about continuing to being talked. And that is why she kept the Toxic Gossip Train video up. That is why she has profited off of it for this long. Colleen Ballinger wants to be talked about in any capacity. And it may sound strange that someone would want that attention whenever it's coming with grooming and predatory, accusations. But that is Colleen Ballinger. Colleen Ballinger is those things. Colleen Ballinger is a groomer. Colleen Ballinger, in many capacities, has been very predatory towards children. And any which are examples.
She said what she'd like to go back and change.
I don't have control over any of that. I don't have control over the things people say about me.
But what you do have control over is going behind the scenes and calling us liars for the entire summer and hiring Prince Andrew Armie Hammer's lawyer to try to silence the story. I mean, that's what you have control over.
Yeah, I only have control over my actions moving forward. And so I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that I create a positive, kind, inclusive, safe space online with my content.
And it's also not lost on me that her entire brand up until this point has been this inclusive, safe space. So what's different from then, when you exposed and exploited all those children, to now? Because wasn't your entire thing be happiness, spread kindness, all this bullshit? So you're just saying that you're doing the same thing as you did before.
If you want to be part of my journey online, I would love to.
Like, what is there to change with the minds? I mean, we're 2 minutes and 30 in, and you haven't said anything. And also, everything you said can be proven wrong. This is like saying, I've taken accountability. I hope you can forgive me.
And I wanted to try to show people that it's possible for someone to grow and learn and be better.
If you are not fully persuaded by what I'm saying and you believe Colleen Ballinger, I want to redirect your attention to her 2020 video, which has obviously now been debunked, which was her apology video, in which she turned the entire internet against me. She said the same thing.
Really?
I will learn. I will do better. For those who want to be a part of my internet journey. This is literally word for word what she said last time. And we're all aware now, it took a lot of people many years later to see it, that she was lying through her teeth about her chats a couple months ago. Whenever we were in the Weenies group chat on Twitter, that existed for a while, and then they created an Instagram group chat. And the members have all came forward, and they've all given me their support, and they've all signed off on me getting all, saying this, which I appreciate, because it wasn't like that years and years ago. But Colleen Ballinger was in the Instagram Weenies group chat up until a few months ago. So when Colleen Ballinger tells you that she's a different person and stuff, she was still doing this year. In 2023, Colleen Ballinger was still in these group chats. It's also something to note. I also just want to kind of end the video with saying that this is the woman who exploited me and so many others. This is the woman who we sent back and forth Trisha Paytas's nudes for funsies whenever I was 15. This is my
We're on the
channel,
second
so
video.
We on stream just covered the Rosanna Pansino statement on Colleen Ballinger, and I gave my opinions of it. I will have that video up before this one, but a lot of people in my chat were saying that they want me to listen to Trisha's response to it, and we're going to get into that. So let's hear what Trishy Fishy has to say.
Trishy fish.
Shout out to Trisha. This is on the Just Trish podcast. We haven't watched this in quite some time. Episode 31. Damn, she's really getting through these. All right, let's get to it. Wait, let me make it a little bit bigger on the screen for you. There we go.
It's so hard. It's so hard to see. Well, should we end on YouTuber news?
Yeah, we always have to say that for last.
Yeah. Okay, well.
Trisha's hair looks like Mariah Carey's hair. She just went, hold on, let me pull this up to show you. Mariah Carey's on tour right now, and she just got her hair done. And Trisha and Mariah have the same color blonde hair right now. Let me pull Colleen topics, and they put it last, but it's the title of the podcast. Come on, guys.
It's June. And this a human aspect, because I know her. I'm just like, is she okay? Is she doing okay?
That's true.
Which
Yeah.
she was shopping at Raw, so she looked fine. She was
Oh, I didn't know she was spotted at Raw.
yeah, she saw at Raw. She saw at the airport, so she's probably
She's
fine.
out. Okay.
But when you do love. Okay, anyways, I'm not trying to defend her, honestly, because I don't think it is a cancellation. I think it's a very big, serious issue. So,
Yeah.
on a human level, I hope everyone's okay, but also I don't really care.
He's just laughing.
Oh, Trisha. My opinion on that is, I don't care how anyone's doing, because my mental health wasn't cared for during that time, so, by her, so, don't really care how she's doing. Sorry if that sounds harsh.
Because it's just she.
Rosanna Pansino just went on the Just Trish as well, so Trisha's most likely going to love Rosanna. And that's fair. Listen, people are allowed to have their bias. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. We're literally watching the Just Trish podcast, which is just Trisha Paytas's opinion. And if you come on my channel, it's Adam Mcintyre's. If you don't agree with it, you don't agree with it. It's that person's opinion. So I think that is something to note before going in with this.
I always defend her. She's really, really sweet. Even before all the Colleen stuff, she was always really nice to me. She put out a notes. Was it a notes thing on X? And
Yeah.
That's the first time I've heard someone say X.
It's wow, that I'm proud of you for putting it out there, because so many people, and this was happening to me too when this all happened back in the summer, which is literally just this year. Seems now it seems forever ago. It seems so long ago, which thank God, because it was a nightmare of the summer. But so many people are me too. It took me a few weeks, but people are you have to talk about.
People shouldn't be pressuring people to talk about this, which is specifically what I said in my row thing. I think Trisha giving herself as an example is a valid reason. You know what I mean? Trisha was actively posting podcasts with Colleen before all of it happened, merely days before. I'm aware that she stopped after, but merely days before. So people wanting Trisha to comment on it makes sense. I wanted Trisha to comment on it. It made sense. With Ro, she has so publicly endorsed Colleen, so it made sense. With Joey Graceffa, it made sense. They work together so much. You know what I mean? It makes sense. So I think when you give those kind of people as examples, but then you have people like Tyler Oakley, who hasn't worked with her in years. I think they're valid. To be honest.
It's I was always on the stance, and I still am, and no one should feel pressured to have to talk about something unless they're especially when they're not directly involved.
Yeah.
It's and then Rosanna's statements were great. So she put out a statement, and
little comment on that. Just a little comment. Hold on. Someone in my chat is saying that I don't think Adam's a bad person, but I'm noticing a pattern where he goes harder on women than men, and it's starting to make me uncomfy now that I've noticed it. Okay, well, with so much respect, did you miss the start of this stream where we talked about James Charles? Have you watched my recent video where I talk about Manny MUA? With so much love, just because with the nature of what we do, we talk about more women, it is completely, I'm sorry, I completely reject you saying that. Have you missed the entire start? Hold on. Have you missed the entire start of this stream?
We always get angry.
Of what we were going on James Charles? Have you also missed when we covered Manny, literally this week? That's such bull. I'm one of the people that the statement is a little bit about. I'm not saying it's too late.
Call me.
I'm just saying it's like whatever. Like, okay. I don't know if anyone really has that strong of an opinion on it. Like, okay, she made the statement. It was fine. Okay. Did she say that she doesn't stand with Colleen, but that she's only had amazing memories and she doesn't want to go with public opinion and that's why she doesn't want to talk? And, yeah, she did. She sat on the fence, and that's okay. We don't need to be like, we don't need to throw a fucking parade for her because she did that. She did it, and that's fine. And that's not misogynistic to say that, by the way. You know what I mean? Like, okay, she...
And also like that, so it's just like, it's just a lot. And yeah, I think a lot of
Okay, I think that's the point. With Trisha, the reason that so many people said about Trisha was because, again, they had just created a podcast merely weeks before all of this came out and were filming and uploading podcasts when this was going on. Obviously, she stopped after it. But, I mean, the last podcast was posted, like, a couple days before the Cody's video dropped or something like that, right? You know what I mean? It's like, that's why people want Trisha to ask. Obviously, I, and probably everyone that's involved, apologize for ever making someone feel forced to talk about something. But speaking personally, it probably equally frustrated me seeing Trisha still publicly endorse her when all of it was going down. You know, both can be true at the same time. People to speak, Trish. Don't force people to speak, right?
they're not gonna do it. You're just like, okay, you can love them from
Afar, yeah.
afar or closely, just not publicly. I don't know. Yeah, I love her too. I love this era, bro. She's speaking her mind,
Yeah.
and I like that. I like that she doesn't. Even after the whole Mr. Beast thing, like, she doesn't feel scared to feel like silence.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I should say something
I
anymore.
think she's like adapting. She's like, she posted that, and then that was it. And that's the way. That's the way you gotta move. You gotta just speak your piece, and then post your little outfit of the day. Then keep it moving.
She looked good. She went to do wild.
All right. I really do disagree with Oscar. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how you can bring up Joey Graceffa being forced to speak, saying that gay men are forcing him to talk, and then say that the gay men are being misogynistic. Seems like a cheap excuse. I do think there is a lot of misogyny in YouTube. Well, I hope you're all doing really well. Thank you so much for waiting
Third
for me to
video,
talk about this.
but last
I know
minute.
a lot of people were disappointed that I didn't immediately talk about this. I didn't know what my opinion was, and it kind of caught me off guard. But Rosanna Pansino basically talked about Colleen Ballinger and everything that went down. And whenever I opened my timeline and saw it, I mean, it was like, this happened like 10 days ago or something like that. When I opened my timeline and saw it, my first thought was just confusion, so I didn't really want to talk about it until I gathered what my thoughts were. And I'm going to be honest, I really have only seen Becky's response to it. I kind of haven't been... I know Trisha responded to it. I know I saw, like, Angelica. I saw Spillsash. I saw Peter Mon. I saw they had all done videos on it. I haven't watched anything on it because if I'm being 100% real with you, I have been doing such good progress behind the scenes when it comes to...
Anyway, I really recommend you go watch this YouTube. But anyway, have a good one.
I just
Bye.
really haven't been consuming that much media to do with the topic or to do with Colleen Ballinger.